Hey everyone, Mike Extra Cheese here. You've got the Extra Cheese channel. It's almost St. Patrick's Day. We're doing something a little bit different today. Today, it's corned beef and cabbage day. It's a Saturday. We're choosing to do ours today because during the work week, you know how work weeks go, things get a little hectic. This way, it's a much slower pace. I can sit down and I can enjoy this. I know, it sounds funny, right? You got this Sicilian here in this Pink Floyd shirt who's going to be going at it, manja, on the corned beef and the cabbage and the carrots and the potatoes. But the way my wife cooks this up, forget about it. You're going to love this. Are you ready? Let's do this. Now our brisket is a 2.5 pound, smaller because it's just two of us, called a flat round cut corned beef brisket. And every one of these briskets come with your seasonings in them. So we're going to be just adding water. We're going to add the seasonings in this handy dandy packet. As you can see, this is really a nice brisket. This is store-bought, just to give you an idea how smaller it is. There's my hand touching the brisket, which, you know, it's going to get boiled. It's my hand, and it's going to be my brisket, so I can touch it. But this one looks pretty good, actually. It's got just a little bit of fat on it. And what we're going to do is boil this to break down the fibers. And how long would you say we're going to boil this for?
Probably about 2 hours.
About 2 hours. We're going to simmer, really. I shouldn't say boil. We're going to simmer this for about 2 hours. And then she's going to prepare it in a different way, and we're going to be putting it into the oven. But my question is, where did this all start from in the first place? Why do we do corned beef and cabbage on St. Patrick's Day? Is this an Americanized tradition, or is this really an Irish tradition? You know what? I'm going to go find that out right now, and I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to share it with you. How's that? I'm going to share it with you. Okay, so I Googled this, and just as I suspected, corned beef is not traditionally associated with Irish cuisine. I kind of figured. Historically, in Ireland, beef was a luxury item primarily consumed by the wealthy, while the common folk, like yours truly, because I sure ain't wealthy, relied on pork and dairy products. The dish became prominent in Irish American culture during the 19th century, particularly during the Great Famine, when Irish immigrants found corned beef to be a more affordable alternative to bacon. This adaptation led to the tradition of serving corned beef and cabbage on St. Patrick's Day, which is now widely recognized as an Irish American dish rather than an authentic Irish tradition. So, what's that old saying? When in Rome, do as the Romans do. When in America, do as the Americans do. We're doing corned beef and cabbage. And if, like myself, you've really wondered what the heck corned beef is, because I have wondered what corned beef is, it's a brisket that has been cured in salt brine, often with spices to preserve and flavor the meat. It's a type of salt-cured beef, and it's been preserved through a process called corning. Involves soaking the meat in a brine solution. Also, I'm scrolling down here. You can probably do this yourself. I just thought I'd do it for you and save you the time, because I'm learning on this one too. Corned beef is most commonly made from beef brisket, a cut from the lower chest of the cow, which becomes tender and flavorful after the curing process. The meat's typically left in the brine for several days to allow the salt and spices to penetrate, and it can be cooked by boiling, braising, or slow cooking. So, in a nutshell, that's what we're dealing with today. And while we're at it, why not add just one more edit for me to have to go through later? What is St. Patrick's Day? Let's take, I'm being honest with you, I've taken it for granted. I've, done this for almost 57 years now, of which I'm sure quite a few of those I was actually conscious and alert for, bar my youth. But St. Patrick's Day is a cultural and religious holiday celebrated on March 17th to honor St. Patrick, who is the patron saint of Ireland and Irish heritage worldwide. St. Patrick's Day, also known as the Feast of St. Patrick, is observed annually on March 17th, the traditional date of St. Patrick's death in the 5th century, around 461 in Ireland. Now, originally a Christian feast day, it commemorates St. Patrick's role in bringing Christianity to Ireland and his legendary use of the three-leaf shamrock, I did not know this, to explain the Holy Trinity to Irish pagans. How cool. Over time, the holiday has evolved into a broader celebration of Irish culture, history, and heritage. I didn't know any of this stuff. And friends, all you need to do is just, this is what I did. What is St. Patrick's Day into the search engine, and boom, it came up. But like I said, you could do it yourself, or you could just watch this video, and I just did the work for you. Hey, let's get back to that brisket and see how it's going. Just put it on the stove. We just got it in the pot. Here's how she looks right now. I'm going to show you how she looks a little bit later. 1 hour and 59 minutes. Once it gets to simmering, we'll turn the heat down and see what comes out. We got brisket goodness going on here right now. Yeah. She's simmering away nicely and looking really, really good. This is going to be tasty. And wait until you see what my wife does to this after we take it out of the pot, because there's some baking that has to go on. Got about another hour to go to let it simmer. But the way she seasons this brisket, you're going to love this. Okay, so this has been simmering for close to 3 hours? Close to 3 hours. This is what we're looking at. This is a well-simmered corned beef brisket. Let's put this down somewhere. Got it, it's hot. I'm going to show you. You heard the expression, oh, there's my finger. Get your finger out of it. You heard that expression, right? Stick a fork in it. Look it. You see how this fork's going in nice? That is a tender, tender brisket. So what do we have going on over here? Tell us what we have.
So this is the glaze that I put on top, and I don't measure anything. I just go on how big the brisket is. But I just take some Golden's mustard. I like the spicy brown because it gives it a little bit of a kick.
A little bit of a kick?
Yeah, and then I use Culver honey, and then I also use the
some brown sugar.
Light brown sugar. You can use dark if you want.
Spicy brown mustard. Kind of got like that little bit of horseradish-like zing to it.
Bite.
And some store brand, really, honey.
Yes. So I don't, like I said, I don't measure. Just put a little bit of sugar in the bowl. And then take your mustard and your honey and just mix it together to your liking. Just taste it a little bit. See if you like more sweetness or more honey or more... I like more of the mustard flavor, the spicy mustard. So you mix this real well. And then once you take the brisket out of the pot,
so we got some Reynolds wrap and what we call the mom's roaster, because this roaster belonged to my wife's mother.
Yes, it did. And so you just put it in there, and I'm going to put this glaze right over the top. Oven's ready to go at 325. And
it
you
looks good.
Just put it right over the whole thing, and then that way...
Yeah. It bakes right into the brisket.
It'll bake right in. It'll make a crust on top.
Nice. Oh, this is really good.
And
how long ago did you find this? Because we've been using this for a little bit now.
Time.
Yeah, it's really good. So what do we have the oven preheating at?
It's going to be 325.
325.
And then we're going to do probably...
there we go. It's
we're
going to go up to 325.
Yes, it'll do... Yeah, 325.
Okay, there we go. 325 in the oven.
And then we're going to wrap. We're going to seal this up. Wrap it right up there. You want to keep all the juices in, all the flavor in. And then you're going to put it in the oven on a slow roast at 325.
325.
For maybe about an hour. We're going to check it after that.
Okay.
So after it's ready, we're going to
So remember now, we've got this really nice and fork tender anyway. You really want to break these fibers down. I know you can bake this, but we found that if you just take the extra steps and get it nice and soft first, nice and, tender, then you can do this next step, which she's showing you, and we'll put this into the oven at 325 for about an hour, which she's going to do right now.
Okay.
So we're going to put that in the oven in just a second. Now, this is the broth that we've been cooking it in, and we're going to use this too, aren't we?
Yes, we're going to use that. We're going to be cooking our cabbage, and just pour some right in there. You want to
putting into
I
another
don't want
pot.
the seeds and anything like that. All I need is just the water. So, and then we're going to be adding more water to it. That's going to be our,
Good and hot
our
and
cabbage,
flavorful.
cabbage boil, and our carrots, and our potatoes.
So we're putting all that goodness into this pot. We're creating our own pot of goodness is what we're doing.
You could put some pepper in there, or some kind of spices if you'd like. I just use usually just salt and pepper. So.
All right.
And then.
So we're going to put that in there, and we're going to show you that next. And here's what we're going to be putting into this. We've got some baby gold potatoes right here. We got a few red potatoes right here. We've got our cabbage right here, which we'll cut up. Cabbage goes in last. So this is all going to cook. The cabbage we're going to pre-cut, but that's going in last because cabbage doesn't take but what, 5 minutes? 5-10 minutes at the most to break down. You'll know when your cabbage is broke down. Got some carrots that's going in there. We're going to cut up some onions too. All this going into what we are calling the pot of goodness. So as I was stating before when I showed you the potatoes, we're using a combination of red and golden potatoes. And it's a good way of getting rid of what you got left in your refrigerator. So this worked out really well for us. We had a little bit of both. We're going to be bringing this, I wouldn't call it a rolling boil, but it's going to be boiling. How long does this usually take just for the potatoes, carrots, and onions?
About 45 minutes.
About 45 minutes for this. This is what we would call our accompaniments to our corned beef, or as the Grinch would say, the corned beast. We're gonna this goes with the corned beast, our pot of goodness with the corned beast. We'll come back and take a look at this after it's finished. Okay, so the cabbage is in. Underneath it, we have the potatoes, the carrots, the onions, and we put this in last. The reason being is that you could cook a cabbage to death. I mean, you could cook a cabbage down to almost nothing, just the water. So you put this in at the very end what I mean by that at the end is that the potatoes and the carrots are just about, everything's cooked. Put this in, cook it down a little bit to your liking, your desire. Because remember, we're not going to eat all this today. We'll eat some of this tomorrow too. And we don't want cabbage water. We want to actually enjoy the cabbage. So yeah, there we go. She's showing you some of the stuff coming up to the top. yeah, the pot of goodness is coming to fruition. yeah. So I was thinking earlier, you don't want shards of cabbage. We'll get back to this in a second. Okay,
what I do is I put it on broil.
Here's our corned beef. This is after 45 minutes or so. Mm-hmm. You can see how it's starting to get that good glaze in there already. Yes. And so we're heating the oven up. Oh, look at that. Look how fork tender. Look at, oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is tender. You don't want tough corned beef. You want tender corned beef. I'm looking for the words.
We're going to put it in the oven on broil for maybe about 3 or 4 minutes to crisp the top of it with that mustard glaze.
Okay. There she goes into the oven. And we got the cabbage cooking down.
Yeah, pretty much
Not too much, though. You see, you got pieces of cabbage left in. You can actually eat cabbage. You're not having little fragments of cabbage. Boy, that looks good.
It's done.
It's actually all done. Wow. Okay. So we're going to let this go for, the timer's still on. Oven's heating to broil. How long does it really have to broil for?
Maybe 4 minutes.
4 minutes, because broil is going to really heat this up. We're going basically from 325 to broil, which
you're
is...
just going to crisp the top of it with the sugar coating with the honey mustard. And,
all right.
And then after that, everything's ready to eat.
Oh, there went the camera. So here's the corned beef all cut up. Actually, the actual broiling of it didn't take but 3 to 5 minutes. It was real short. Look at that steam. You see that coming off of there? I hope the camera is getting this. That's a cool shot. There's steam coming off of this right now. Now, does that not look good? Okay, that looks so darn good. My wife's plating it up. Here got some corned beef going on on the plate and then going in the stomach very shortly here. I'm going to spare you me enjoying it because make your own corned beef and cabbage this year. And we just went through the history of how this started. I know it's an Americanized type thing. Wow, look at that. See, looks like a volcano. Volcano! You're going to see a whole bunch of buffalo going through here if you play video games. Never mind. Never mind. That was just bad.
Everybody's got their own recipe. This is just how we do it every year.
Yeah, this is how we do it. So this is what we're doing today. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and maybe you got a new recipe out of this as well. So that's going to do it for our corned beef and cabbage extravaganza, which is going to last us through the weekend, I'm sure. Let's look, one more look at that. Man, does that look good. Thank you so much for making this. Thank you for making this. This looks amazing. I'm salivating. I can't even talk anymore. I got to go take a drink. Thanks for watching the Extra Cheese channel. Hope to see you again sometime. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you all. Have a great one. Okay, so that's not the end. Was one more shot. I had to do one more shot. You got the butter on there, right? The salt, the pepper. Wife's got her plate going. I also like to sometimes put mustard or horseradish on the side. I haven't got that out yet, but it's coming soon. So again, had to do just one more finished product of the plate. Thanks again for tuning in. See you next time.